Okay, so let's take a look at what's gone on in the market in the month of February of 2024. Right now it's about the middle of March. In fact, it's the 22nd of March. We often don't get all the stats for what's happened in the last month until about the middle of March anyway. So I'm going to give you an update and show what's going on. This is for Cape Coral. I will take a look at Fort Myers as well. I add that in here. What I'm mainly concentrating on the single family residences rather than a combination of everything. So let's take a look and see what we've got going on here. So first thing we notice is that compared to the month before, our prices are down a little bit. We're down to $415,000. Prices have continued to go down and will probably continue to do so. We are, as of right now, at a 10-year high on listings within the whole of Lee County. So that's not just Cape Coral, that's Fort Myers and other areas around about as well. So we're definitely seeing a major increase in the number of homes coming up for sale, and that is somewhat illustrated right here if I show you at this number right here. So as of now, we have close to 2,900 single family listings for sale in Cape Coral. That is up quite a bit. If you slide across here, it says what, up 86% increase from where it was basically February of 2023. So during COVID, that sort of thing, we had as low as 700-800 homes for sale. Once we come out of COVID, after Hurricane Ian, we've continued to see an increase in the number of homes coming on the market. Number of factors involved with that. Could be that people whose homes were damaged during Ian are now ready to go to list. Some are moving out of the area. Some obviously just changing, things like that. Life ever changes, so we find that inventory is constantly changing. But other areas of the country may hear that they have a low number of homes for sale. This area, we're actually more into a buyer's market now. This is pretty much, like I said, what it was about 10 years ago. We generally hover about the 2,500 range on single family within the Cape. So up above that, and it wouldn't surprise me if we don't see 3,000 single family residents for sale in Cape Coral by the end of the year. Obviously, interest rates being as high as they are don't help. Insurance in some cases getting fairly expensive, both on the homeowner side and on the flood insurance side. We're required to have that, so we're seeing that somewhat increase come in as well. The other thing we notice too, as you can see if you look at these stats right here, that the closed sales is 378, and this is showing it was higher than February 2023, though what I've looked of late is I'm showing that as of so far this month, we've had about, 283 single family homes closed by March 22nd. That same time period last year, March 22nd, we actually had 329 homes closed. So it's about 50 homes less sold so far this year. However, the inventory is up over 1,000 more homes. So again, we're definitely seeing a slowdown in the market on there. And we'll continue to see new listings come on the market as well. The other thing, a monthly supply of inventory is on the rise as well. So there's definitely changes going on, and no doubt that will continue. So Fort Myers, again, we'll actually see a little bit of a price decrease from the month before. However, it's showing a slight increase compared to February of last year. And it could be that some higher end homes have closed, so it's kind of skewed the numbers a little bit. We've seen 209 closed sales in the month of February. That again is down compared to February the previous year. One of the things we noticed as well is the amount of inventory is up. This is showing 1,362 homes currently listed for sale as of end of February, early March. That again is still on the rise. That is pretty much almost double what it was a year ago. So the other thing too, the monthly supply of inventory is up. It was sitting like at 6.5 monthly average, and that is up considerably from the previous year. So everything again is indicating that we're swung from what was most definitely a seller's market prior to Ian We did see some slowdown starting when rates started going up as of May of last year, and that has continued to show that trend. But let's take a look and see what the breakdown is of what is the lowest price home right now in Cape Coral, what is the highest priced. We can take a look at what on the pending that we've seen so far, what is the low end, what is the high end. We are seeing somewhat an increase of the number of homes that are basically coming down in price. We see that quite regularly. I think it represents about 13-40% of the market are seeing price reductions. The other interesting thing too is about 29% of the market is new construction. So those that have sold so far this year, 2023 or newer, 29% or a third of that is new construction. And we'll probably continue to see that because new construction does offer homes that are obviously more up to code. We're finding the insurance is less on those, so it becomes more attractive if somebody's looking at a home that maybe there's $1,000 or more difference in the insurance costs, and that $1,000 or more difference over a year may result they can afford to now buy a newer home compared to an existing one because of the difference in the insurance. So it means that the payment is about the same as a new home as it would be on an older one. Now when we get to, I'm talking about the 350-400 range, you can get a new home in that price point, mostly in the northwest northeast section of Cape Coral on well and septic, but anything with a pool, newer home, is going to be considerably higher anyway. So I'm just saying as a general guide, on the lower end you're going to see a difference, though you're still going to see a difference too on the insurance on a new home, even on higher end as well. It's just obviously a new home probably cost you more money than something similar size that's already out there already anyway. But Fort Myers, as I said, we're seeing again a drop in the price compared to January 2024. It is up from 2023. The biggest thing is the inventory increase. One thing I do like to look at is, and this is kind of interesting, so this box right here shows what's gone on in the last week in the single family residential area. So what we've seen is 203 new listings. The pendings are at 183. So again, the new listings are outpacing the pending and will continue to do so. The price decreases though were at 430. So I said that we're seeing regularly between high 400 plus homes having a price reduction each and every week. So sometimes it's interesting to see what some of those are. Let's just take a look at the amount of interest, just see what the new listings are in the last week. On the price points that we've got, 229 is the lowest. This is in the southeast part of Cape Coral, above the Midpoint Bridge. This area is not on well and septic, it's on city water and sewer. Some areas here were not in a flood zone a couple of years ago, now some areas are, so sometimes that's something to take a look at. So let's just take a look on this on the flood map, just to see. So this is in the 500 years, so it's not in a flood zone. But sometimes when you zoom some of these out, you'll find that certain areas that were not now are. So you got to take a close look at that. But it looks like all this area is fine as it's showing right now. So that's on the low end. So on the high end, we've got a property that's got listed at just under $4 million. That obviously is in a flood zone. So this is a big place, built in 2002. It's a real nice view right on the river, right there. So it's quite a nice home, obviously. So that is the high point that you've got on listings. So let's just take a look. If we go back to this box, pending, what's gone pending on the lower end in a single family. So the lowest priced that we've had going to contract is in the northeast section of Cape Coral, which is this property right here listed at 275. So let's see where that is exactly. Okay, so this is located in an area that is on well and septic. This particular area is due to get, I think it's in the process of actually getting city water and sewer right now. So within the next 2 years that will be completed, and those that live in the area will have to assume the assessment balance and also hook up city water and sewer. This area starts next right here. So this is what we've got on the lower end. So let's see what the highest in the last week. So we've seen a couple properties going to contract over $1 million. This one, $1.9 million, is in the Yacht Club area right here. This is a 2022 home. So this is a new one right here. This is direct access, no bridge. So this is pretty much a straight shot out to the river. This one does happen to be in a flood zone as well on here. So I think this proximity to the river is going to be in that area. So that's got pending, the new listings. Let's take a look and see what has had price decreases. So let's take a look at both the lower end and look at the higher end. So low end is one right now listed at $253,900. This looks like it's a frame home, looks like it needs a roof. Just had a relatively minor price reduction of about $1,000 or so. Some of the price reductions we are seeing are somewhat significant in some cases. This one was listed at $274,900. It's down to $259,900, so that's about a $16,000 price decrease. This one here is about $10,000. This one's $20,000. This one is $15,000. So let's just go back to that, shall we? We go back and we see on the higher end. So we've got $2,725,000. That just had a $25,000 price decrease. Then we got $259,900. That had a $100,000 price decrease. Then we got another one, $2,003,000. That had about a $70,000 price decrease. $2,003,000 and what? About $150,000. So obviously the higher end we are seeing some pretty big price decreases, but it's interesting to look at sometimes like in the middle point. Let's take a look. So let's see, so if we choose something, let's just say in the 750, 800 range, what are we seeing on this one? So this had a $25,000 price decrease. This one had a $25,000. This one had $25,000. This one had almost $100,000 price decrease from $897 to just under $800. So that's quite significant, and $45,000 on that one. So let's see what we're looking at in the 500 range, just on a couple of these. As I said, I'm just randomly selecting these, so we can just take a look here. So let's fix this price, change this right here. Okay, so let's see, let's go the 400 range. So that's probably about where the midpoint is right now on prices. So this had about 8,000. This one the same. This one had $100. This one had about 5,000. This one 5. This one had $30,000. Price increase across all different ranges and types as well on that. Well, let's take a look and see where we are right now. Single family, all Cape Coral. So if we look at this, we are 2,862 single families listed for home, and if we probably map those, you would find that that is all over Cape Coral here. So they're everywhere is where they're at on these. So on the pending right now we have 868, anywhere from as low as $180,000 for a single family. This one obviously needs some work. To as high as $2,940,000 right here. This looks like it's pretty close to the new Seven Islands project that's due to get started in the next 2 years. Actually, no, this is by the park, isn't it? So this is a nice home. This is good access to the river, actually to Mount Lachey, Back Bay areas. Looking at it, yeah. So if you look at the map, this is pretty much straight shot out to Mount Lachey, back into Pine Island. So this is quite a nice ride. The Seven Islands project is just up north of that, up in here, where that's at. So that's a nice property, that one. The next one we've got is 2,000,008. This is down in Cape Harbor, which is down in the southwest. This is one of our gated communities in Cape Coral on the higher end. And then we've got Surfside. This one is, you got to go through the lot to get out. Interestingly, this house seems to come up for sale fairly regularly. It's been on the market a number of times over the years. Look at the history of it. Let's see, terminated on and off. So, but this one seems to be a popular one to come on the market. But it's got nice views in the back. I do know that because I pass this quite regularly. So that gives you a basic idea as where the current market is, what went on in the month of February, and we'll continue to see what March does. But again, we are seeing an increase in properties listed for sale. We're also seeing properties taking longer to sell. We are seeing more price reductions as well, and I think that trend will continue. So definitely an opportunity for a buyer. If you're a seller, it's important to make sure that you got your home price right. You got to completely forget what the market was a couple of years ago. No longer applies, so you got to forget about that. So hopefully you found that interesting. If you have any questions about real estate, please subscribe to my channel because I'll try and update this pretty regularly. I'm going to do a monthly update, and the one I just showed you, just let me highlight this here. I'm going to do a weekly one. I'll get it posted just so you know what's going on within the week, within predominantly what I sell in Cape Coral. I do sell in other areas. In fact, let me just show you. So the last couple of years, that's quite a lot of homes. You can see it's predominantly in Cape Coral because this is where I live. But I do sell in other areas. I've sold from Punta Gorda to Port Charlotte. I've sold down towards Naples. I've sold out to Alva, Lehigh, Buckingham, Pine Island, because I get customers I've dealt with for a number of years that enjoyed using me. I've sold the property that may be in Cape Coral, and they've moved up to other areas like maybe Port Charlotte or maybe somewhere else. So they've always used me in that regard as well, because I am pretty familiar with these other areas as well, but predominantly this is the area that I work within because it's obviously close to where I live, so that kind of makes sense. But if you have any questions on the market, let me know, because I'll gladly answer anything you have, and I wish you a good day. Audio Jungle.